What's up guys, in this video I'm going to go through a price, tokenomic and technical analysis of Moonriver's Glimmer token to kind of give you guys, the ability to make more informed decisions on what's happening in this market at the current time. So let's fly straight into the chart, which was provided by a member of our Telegram community, Gomez. He does a lot of charting there, he trades for a living, just an excellent high level technical analysis as opposed to some asshole on Twitter.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
What we saw here is a number of levels of interest on the hourly still during price discovery arise during the past better part of a week. First of all, we saw the initial surge, then we saw the sell-off. We found a level down at that kind of 850 level here, and then a couple of times, making it up, trading in quite a tight range, which can all often be a sign that a big move is coming. That kind of tight trading range, we found resistance up at 950 a number of times, and then we just broke through it, smashed through the volume weighted average price, which is the average price paid by volume, can often act as dynamic support and resistance, straight through it, back down, bounced off kind of this 1140 level, which was close enough to coinciding with the volume weighted average price, was about 35 cents away. Then a run up to sort of just below $16. Since then, just a protracted following of this downtrend line on the hourly chart. This was certainly a level of interest from this previous low. It's only support after the fact, and it turned out not really to be support. It kind of bounced off at once and then broke through. We're now at another level of interest, which here hasn't quite touched but does appear to have the potential to be support at 950. What would be ideal to see here obviously is for it to go up to the downtrend line, maybe back down, have a flush out below, and then run up, and hopefully start to test those 1140 levels, which would be awesome for us because we have a bag of 2.5k at 25 cent, which at kind of 1130 would be worth like 115k plus or something like that. That's what we're about on this channel. It's about getting into things before they list on exchanges. We believe that when people are worried about where to ape in after it lists, we should be worried about when's the perfect time to sell our tokens. And that kind of brings me around to the next point in this, which is the token release schedule, and why I don't believe necessarily a testing of these higher levels at 1140, certainly up at 1231, and I would be very dubious about whether we can reach $16 as well, will be tested in the short term. And that comes down to the fact, if we look on CoinMarketCap, we can see the circulating supply of Glimmer tokens is 76 million. It varies, I think on the Moonbeam site it's 65 million. Sorry if I mix up the two of them, it's easy to do. And that's we're looking at like somewhere between 6.5-8% circulating supply. But if we go over to their token release schedule, we can see here that when our take flight participant tokens unlock, all of them unlock at once, by the way, we're going from kind of this 6-7% level all the way up to almost a 3xing of that, kind of 16-17%. So between so let's say 2.5x supply shock, just like that, and that is going to particularly a 2.5k allocation at current levels. You're looking at almost sitting between a 40 and a 50x. People are up over 100k on those tokens if it sustains current prices. I don't believe it will, but even at kind of $7.50, something like that, you're looking at huge gains to be taken there on the take flight tokens. I think after that happens, we can see supply start to level off, but certainly 40 days from the launch is when they unlock, and that's a date you want to keep in mind. It's if you have those take flight tokens or you're looking at an opportune spot to buy, not financial advice, but quite often after a large unlock, particularly of ICO tokens or early investor tokens, you see a flush out in the market, a lot of selling pressure, price goes down, then people start to panic. I wish I sold my tokens earlier, I'll sell them now. And case in point of this was IMX in the lead up to Christmas. They had their first ICO unlock. There was two options in the public sale. We got it at 10 and 15 cent, and we got priority queue for a lot of members in our Telegram group and people who subscribe to the channel here. And just to say, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe, and if you want to win 10 Glimmer tokens, comment Glimmer as well in the comments, and we'll pick one of you guys to win 10 Glimmer tokens. So with IMX, what we saw was that flush out as soon as the ICO tokens unlocked. It went down to $3.30, which was still like close to a 30x. Well, it was a 33x for one of our options and 22x for the other option. And we sort of said, geez, you know, we could cash in here for 7k and we still have 75% of our tokens. But actually, you know, when there's fear, you know, that's kind of the time in that case to hang on, because the smart money was waiting for that flush out, because that was the opportune time to buy the IMX. We ended up getting rid of those 25% of tokens above $8 for over 16k, instead of selling them for kind of like what, 6 or 7 at the level they were at. So that is one potential scenario we could see playing out for Moonbeam. It sort of continues along this downtrend. I mean, certainly, you know, it's potential that we see bounces at this 930 level, maybe test to higher levels, down to the 840 level. My original price prediction for Moonbeam was around $7 to $7.50. I think if it could hold $7.50 when those take flight tokens unlock, that would be fantastic. I can certainly see a flush out below those levels, and I certainly see that as being a more likely scenario to play out in the coming weeks, coming up to the take flight unlock, than, you know, a retest of the sort of $12.50 or $16 level for sure. Like I said, smart money in the market knows that this unlock is coming, and that's probably the opportune time to pick up more of these tokens if that's what you're looking to do. You know, similarly on Mover, what we saw there was an initial doji, a surge up, a little bull flag, and then it just absolutely rocketed, like did a 3x. With Moonbeam, you know, we haven't really seen that on the daily. We saw some highs, particularly on illiquid exchanges, you know, go up to as high as a couple of $100 in the initial trading, and then kind of a move down to 830, and it nearly made a 2x, you know, from the lows initially. But I think much more likely on this token we start to revisit these lower levels. Hopefully we can hang on. The elephant in the room is obviously Bitcoin. If that shits the bed, everything does, we know that well. I'm hoping it can hold it together for another 35 days at least, and probably a few weeks after that to kind of be patient and take some money on those mover tokens. So yeah, that's the overall analysis of Moonriver. You know, chart looking like it's going to test lower levels, supply shock incoming, and yeah, I think, you know, an uncertain market in general as well. The key is get into these things before they list. Don't worry about aping into shit after it's listed. Be the person that's worried about when to sell your bags then, and that's what we're all about on this channel and in our Telegram. So check us out, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and join our absolutely class community of people on Telegram. Cheers lads, I'm out. Boop.